Hello, welcome in the new video. The next point, the Salt March and the Civil Disobedience Movement. In the earlier video, we have discussed about the background, different incidents which lead toward the Civil Disobedience Movement. Now we will see the Salt March, how it organized and how it turned, how it was the part of the Civil Disobedience Movement that we will see here. The background, how it started. Before starting the civil disobedience movement, Gandhiji had sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin stating 11 demands. The letter was sent on the 31st January 1930. Gandhiji sent a letter to Viceroy Irwin. Irwin, in the earlier video also we have discussed about him. So this is not new term to you. The 11 demands were there in this letter. What demands were there? Some of these were of general interest, others were specific demands of different classes. Some demands were of the general interest and some demands of the specific interest were there. From industrialist to peasant, every class was involved in that demand. The idea was to make the demands wide-ranging so that all classes within Indian society could identify with them and everyone could be brought together in a united campaign. The main intention was behind these demands. To choose the different classes' demands was to bring all them in the same unit, same umbrella. That is why these different demands were asked. But one demand was very interesting, very important. The most stirring of all was the demand to abolish the salt tax. This was the very important demand. Why this is the demand very interesting or important? Because the salt is a very necessity to the all. Whether one is a rich or a poor, everyone is needing the salt. And it was one of the most essential item of food. The tax on salt and the government monopoly over its production. Mahatma Gandhi declared revealed the most oppressive phase of British rule. The salt is a very needing, very essential part of the food. Everyone is needing it in the food. No one can eat the food without the salt. So how could government impose tax on the such necessity and government reserved the monopoly of production with them. So that is why this is said by the Mahatma Gandhi. The imposing tax on the salt is the most oppressive phase of the British rule. So this is the most stirring to all demands. Mahatma Gandhi's letter was in a way an ultimatum. The letter was ultimatum letter. If we will not complete our demand, we will do something another. If demands were not fulfilled by the 11th March, the demand should be fulfilled by the 11th March. If it's are not fulfilled, then Congress would launch the civil disobedience campaign throughout the country or nationwide. Another movement can be launched by the Congress. This was the ultimatum given by the Gandhiji to the Irwin. Irwin was unwilling to negotiate, but Irwin was not responded willingly. He was unwilling to negotiate. So Mahatma Gandhi started his famous Salt March campaign. Irwin was not interested to complete these demands. So Mahatma Gandhi understand the meaning of this reaction. So he launched the another movement with the action, that is the Dandi March. Dandi March. This is Dandi, is the coastal city in the Gujarat. From Gandhiji's ashram, that is from Sabarmati to Dandi, this march was done. 78 trusted volunteers, the people along with him was 78 volunteers, and they walked 240 miles within 24 days. March was over 240 miles from Gandhiji's ashram in Sabarmati to the Gujarati coastal town of Dandi. The volunteers walked for 24 days, about 10 miles a day. Thousands came to hear Mahatma Gandhi wherever he stopped, and he told them what he meant by Swaraj and urged them to peacefully defy the British. On 6 April, he reached Dandi and ceremonially violated the law manufacturing salt by boiling seawater. So, on the last, at 6 April, he reached along with volunteers at Dandi and ceremonially, like a festival, he violated the law and produced manufactured salt through the boiling seawater. This was the famous Dandi March, or the starting of the civil disobedience movement. This was the beginning of the civil disobedience movement. People said not to only non-cooperate to the British but also disobey the laws which are made by the British. The non-cooperation movement was done in 1921 to 22nd. It was said, don't cooperate, boycott the colonial institutions or the foreign goods. But now here thousands of people are disobeying laws also. Thousands in different parts of the country broke the salt law, manufactured salt and demonstrated in front of government salt factories. Thousands of people broke the laws. They manufactured salt and demonstrated in front of the government salt factories. As the movement spread, foreign cloth was boycotted in the same way. Along with now the the civil disobedience movement and non-cooperation movement both are working in a hand. The movement spread, foreign clothes was boycotted and liquor shops were picketed. Peasants refused to pay revenue and chowkidari taxes. Village officials resigned, and in many places forest people violated forest laws, going into reserve forest to collect woods and graze cattle. So in a different places, differently people reacted and violated the British laws. This is called the civil disobedience movement. People were full-forcefully working or involved in the civil disobedience movement. So now government worried with the development of the civil disobedience movement. Worried by the developments of the civil disobedience, the colonial government began arresting the Congress leaders one by one. British government started to arrest Congress leaders one by one in the many places. So this led to violent clashes. When the leaders were arrested, people reacted, came on the street and violated in many places. When Abdul Ghaffar Khan, this is the Sarhad Gandhi or the Frontier Gandhi, he said he was working in the same way of the Mahatma Gandhi. He was a great disciple of the Mahatma Gandhi. When Abdul Ghaffar Khan arrested on April 1930, angry crowds demonstrated in the street of Peshawar. Peshawar now it is in the Pakistan. That time it was part of the India. Facing armored cars and police firing, many were killed. When people came on a street, violent clashes broke out, and in that violent clashes, many were killed by the government. A month later, when Mahatma Gandhi himself was arrested, after one violent clashes in many places, because the leaders were arrested, that is why people became very aggressive. And whatever the British symbols were there, it's all were attacked by the people. A frightened government responded with policy of brutal repression. The government frightened and taken policy in a hand of the brutal repression. They want to create the terror among the people. Peaceful satyagrahis were attacked, women and children were beaten, and about 1 lakh people were arrested. This was the policy followed by the British to crush the civil disobedience movement. Everywhere the violence was spread. People became aggressive to respond to the government. In such a situation, Mahatma Gandhi once again decided to call off the movement and entered into a pact with the Irwin on March 19 1931. This is called Gandhi-Irwin Pact. By seeing the scene of the violence, Gandhiji decided to call off the movement and enter in the pact with the Irwin. That Gandhi-Irwin Pact it is called, and this pact is taken place on the 5th March 1931. What happened in this Gandhi-Irwin Pact? We will see. Pact means agreement. It was the agreement taken place in between Gandhiji and Irwin. That is why this is called the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Gandhiji consented to participate in the Round Table Conference, where Gandhiji agreed to participate in the Round Table Conference because the first Round Table was boycotted by the Congress. That time the young leaders were said, we are not going to take the freedom in pieces. We want full freedom. That is why the first Round Table was boycotted. In the earlier part we have seen this one. Now Gandhiji became ready to go to attend the Round Table Conference, and he went in London, and government agreed to release the political prisoners. In December 1931, Gandhiji went to London for the conference, but the negotiations broke down and he returned disappointed. The pact, it is decided, they became agree to release the political prisoners. All political prisoners were released. Those were arrested in the civil disobedience movement. And then Gandhiji went to the London to attend the conference, Round Table Conference. But negotiations broke down. He became disappointed. What he put the points, it were not negotiated there. That is why he returned disappointedly in the India. When he returned to country in India, he saw the another picture in the country. When he came back in India, he discovered that the government had begun a new cycle of repression. He discovered that the government had begun, government taken in a hand, a new cycle of repression. What the government done? Ghaffar Khan and Jawaharlal Nehru were both in a jail. The Congress had been declared illegal, and a series of measures had been imposed to prevent meetings, demonstrations and boycotts. Gandhiji went in the London. So on the other hand, government played their own real card. They arrested the Congress leaders, and Congress said it is the illegal organization. A series of the measures which imposed to prevent the meetings. People are not allowed to make the meetings or demonstrate or the boycott. These actions all were limited or prevented. With great apprehension, Mahatma Gandhi relaunched the civil disobedience movement. By looking this picture, now Mahatma Gandhi again relaunched the civil disobedience movement for over a year. The movement continued. After it was 1 year, the movement was continued, but by 1934 it lost its momentum. Why it happened, how it was there, we will see this in the next video. So in this video we have seen the launching of the civil disobedience movement, the starting with the Salt March. Before launching the Salt March, Gandhiji sent one letter to the Irwin, but Irwin not listened or not negotiated. Gandhiji launched the Salt March. Along with this was the beginning of the civil disobedience movement. Civil disobedience movement and non-cooperation movement both were worked. People became aggressive. People participated in the different parts differently. Government responded very brutally. Government arrested the Congress leaders. When Congress leaders were arrested, people reacted violently. Due to this violence, Gandhiji called off the civil disobedience movement and entered in the Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Through the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, the political prisoners were released and Gandhiji became ready to attend the second round table conference. After that, when Gandhiji went to London, he didn't get anything there. He returned disappointedly. But when he came in India, he saw the picture is very different. By looking this, he relaunched the civil disobedience movement, but people now responded very differently to the civil disobedience movement. This we have seen in this part. In the next video, we will see how participants saw the movement.